So this is a meeting about non-duality, not two, not two. Everything is one, and that's crazy because when we're living in the story, everything is two. It's like there are always opposites, good and bad, and right and wrong, and more and less, and before and after, and all that. So when there's living in the story, there's living in time, before and after, continuation, and there's living with distance, like here and over there. So when there's those abstractions like before and after and here and there, oh, one moment.
Je geluid is weg.
Now it's now going? Ja, ik hoor het, maar je moet even. Ja, I think it's. My sound is back. Wil je even luisteren, want ik heb het hierop. Volgens mij doet hij het weer. Oh, one moment. I think the sound is back, but I'm not sure.
Zeg eens wat.
Yeah,
Ja,
hello. It's
jij bent
back?
terug. Yes.
Oh, there was something here. Oh my God. When I touch it, it's already not there anymore. So, okay. Now then the sound is back. Oh God. And I don't remember what I was saying about the story of me. There seems to be someone. There seems to be I am here. It feels very obvious and normal to feel or believe that I am here, you are there, everybody is an individual, we have a free will and choice. And then coming to these meetings and hearing that there's already no one. So there's no one inside. There is even no inside and outside. That all those um, I don't know how to say that in English. All those words are so normal, and we use it without thinking. But it has a meaning in a certain way, and life doesn't have meaning. Life, it's what it is. And when we are people, and the brain can abstract, so there's a possibility to understand abstraction like time and distance, saying you're responsible, having ideas about what that means. When there's a little child and then it's like 2 years old, it's the brain is more sophisticated, and then it starts to understand like time and distance, and suddenly there's someone else, so there's suddenly a separation, and there's someone, and there's here also someone, and suddenly there's that. Maybe there's a something going on, like a missing, but not really in the mind, of course. But there's that drive to make it right, to do the right thing. So trying to behave and learning and all that, learning to behave in a good way and all that is going on. So we are so filled up with a lot of ideas and beliefs about how to behave, what's right, what's wrong. And the strange thing is, every individual, you could say every individual has different ideas and beliefs. So everybody is in his own little world. And it seems like I'm the center of that world with ideas and concepts and how I see the world. But there's no one world. There seems to be like, I don't know, when there's talking in the story, so many worlds. So that's crazy. That's seeing everybody's in a different way. So it's so convincing and feeling like I'm right. But everybody is in his own way right about what's being seen. But there's no, and then there's hearing, there's only one. So what's going on then? And then some people say like when there's one, it's from the perspective of Rose. It's not, and that's crazy because when there's one, there's also no truth. Truth, how do you say that? This is not about being right. When I'm saying there's walling, it doesn't mean that's for everyone there is walling. you can't say that. It's like we are so used to talk from one perspective and one place to another place and talking about the world, and the world seems to be solid and real in a way. And suddenly there's hearing, no, the world isn't real. There's only an appearance of what is going on, but it's not solid. So I can't say this is this, this is this is a wall, and then there's going out, there's maybe you are outside and they're saying no, there's no wall, and then that's right too in that way. So that you can't even discuss what is true or what is going on, because it's, how can you say it, it's that what is apparently happening. So it's so a mystery in a certain way, but it's a mystery for someone, because when there's everything is lost, there's no mystery, it's just like a miracle, and there's nothing going on. There's like there seems to be time and continuation and what's going on and what's happening. There's only an appearance what's happening, and it doesn't have any meaning, it doesn't go anywhere. So it's not important what's being seen, or what is a wall, if they're a wall or something else. It doesn't matter. It's strange because when there's living in the story, everything is matter. Not everything, but a lot of things matter. It seems like it's important that it goes in a certain way. Or how do I feel? There's a focusing on what do I feel and also what's going on. Because it seems to happen to you. There is no you. There's no one inside. There never was. There's even no inside. The body is also not always there. Nothing is real. So there can be feeling pain, but it's not even where's the pain? It's not even like where is that? How can you say what is happening? It's pain happening, but it's an appearance. It's not even there in the same time. Oh, this is crazy. And also, when there's living in the store and there's pain, there can be going to the doctor. So there's taking medicines, all that. So this seems to be a continuation, because we normally live in time and all that, and that goes on. But in the same time, it's not. So this is nothing to grasp. It doesn't matter that it's being understood. It has nothing to do with understanding what's going on. How does time work? How does distance work? How does this work or that? It doesn't matter. It's a glass of water. It's already that. So what? So it's everything, and there's no right, there's no wrong, there's no better or worse. It's what it is. And when there's me, there's subtly or stronger a feeling of missing, of there's something gone wrong. I'm not good enough. That's a strong one. So, and there's something going on in the world which isn't right. So there's jumping on everything to trying to make it right, and to be worried about trying to find solutions or answers. Life is not about right and wrong. And that's crazy, because when there's looking at the news and everywhere, and relations and your life, it seems like there's a lot of things wrong and then some things are right. And hearing there's no right, there's no wrong, that can be crazy, because we are so used to those words and those ideas about what's right and wrong. It's not about right and wrong. It's about what it is. It can be pain, of course, or any feeling, but it's not your feeling. And there's nothing going on like in this body. Rose is there is no me anymore. So there's no one anymore here in this body. It's not even that. The body is also not real. So there's no continuation. There never was. So there's no one existing. There is no life of Rose or someone else. But that's the freedom. It's the joy that it's not about responsibility or rules or anything. It's what is happening. And there's a joy, it's going. And it doesn't mean it's always nice, because there can be crying and pain and anything. But that pain can happen, and then there's water and walking and walls and flowers. There's no center. That's the freedom. We can talk about when they're saying there are no relations, there's nothing going on, there's no continuation. So there can be a lot of issues going on, because money can be something going on, relations, the world, what's going on in the world, being busy with that. That me construct is trying to make right what's very much believed that there's wrong, there's something gone wrong or not right yet. And hearing there's nothing wrong, it can be a relief, but it's when there's an insight, it's only an insight. This is much more embodied, so there can be a lot of ideas about concepts not that strong anymore. But it's also like it's so embodied, that feeling there's something going wrong, of I'm not good enough. So we can talk about any question there is, and we'll see. Even there are no silly questions. When there's something going on, like I want to ask something, but you feel like I can't say it very clearly, or maybe the language is a bit difficult, please do. I'm not English too, just I'm using words that are really simple, I think. And just try. And when it's not about putting it in the right way or all that, it's just when we start talking, and we'll see what's happening. So
Good morning, Rose.
Hi, hello.
Hi. I
Okay.
have a question that is, I guess it's in the story, so to speak.
Mm,
Um, I mean, I listen to these thoughts or, words by speakers like you, and I understand that, you know, the seeking is not just doing something because you do it, but because you want to get something from it, like something
mm,
fulfillment. So, in other words, it's not practical. Like you can do something because it's practical. You want to drink a glass of water because you're thirsty. But then there's doing something because you want it to bring you fulfillment or enlightenment or
mm, mm,
something else, something beyond just
mm.
drinking. Does that make sense?
Yeah,
Is that
yeah,
okay? And so it's things
yeah,
aren't just what they are. They are because you need to make it right in some
yeah.
profound way. Okay. Um,
Yeah, me is that is the strange thing in me is that idea or belief there's something wrong in a some way or another, and we have to make it right,
mm,
mm, or something missing maybe. Yeah.
yeah.
Hmm.
And so, for example, I have I have a child and very young, and she some days just doesn't want to eat very
Mm,
much, and I think it's in some ways that's very
mm,
normal.
mm,
But
mm,
there's all this energy behind it that I feel so much pressure from. I don't know,
mm,
just, well, I do know.
mm.
It's my mom is very angry about the baby's not gaining enough weight or whatever. And so
Ah, yeah.
it's just an example of, but it's very real at this moment. Um,
Mm,
it's if it if I could just somehow take all that energy away, I feel that, in other words, I'm making it worse
mm.
by having like the pressure, which is the story I feel. And yet I can't really stop doing it.
No,
Yeah.
no, it's not your pressure. That's the funny thing, and that we think like there's a lot of understanding, there's no one, but when there's pressure, then it seems like, yeah, but how can I stop? Or I don't know, and I can't. No, there's nothing wrong with pressure, also. That's crazy because we think that should be not there, and then everything is more like natural. But pressure is also, you could say, pressure is natural. What is natural? That's also like right and wrong in that, too, of course. When there's pressure and that like that, there's nothing wrong. It's not wrong. It's pressure, and there can be ideas. Maybe there are ideas, and that you could say look at it and thinking, yeah, those ideas are not like they're not real or something like that. You can see that in a certain way, but that's
Mm.
only an understanding or an insight, and there's something else going on, like oh, all that. Then that's what's going on. Because on when that's going on, and on top of that there's another one like, oh, but that's wrong, that wrong feeling is wrong in that way. So yeah, it's
Hmm.
endless.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. That um,
Mm,
idea that it's wrong is somehow connected to
mm,
this thing I started out with, which is, you know, um, one day or somehow, or there could be a way where it would just all be right. you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah. Yeah, of course. That's so embodied, that feeling. And then everything is more like smooth going and all that. But life isn't like that. And that's crazy. It's like Daisy's like, what is going on here? Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
yeah, yeah.
part of life. And that's not knowing and struggling and all that.
Mhm.
Of course, there can be a talking about it in these meetings of like what is me, and there's a lot of ideas about I am I am the caretaker and I have to do it in the right way because otherwise she is not living well, or I don't know all that. Well, it's all when that all those ideas are so embodied, then that's what's being lived. It's lived like that. Life is like that. So that's life is everything. So there's not a right way to live or a natural way of there's not someday there will be a change and it's going in a different way. No.
Mm.
It depends. So there's not something going wrong. It's going in that way. And that we're so into right and wrong in some way because it feels a bit stressy or all that. Stressy is stressy. Yeah.
Mm.
We're so into she's an individual, I'm an individual. I have to take care, and what I'm doing is not right, and then it makes it even worse and all that. That's the story. The story is that. That's why we're talking about, not what's being done and the stressy and all that.
Right. Yeah. And the story is also that if only I hadn't done something before, then this would be different
Yeah,
now, you know?
yeah,
And that
yeah,
can so often change. It's like, well, oh,
yeah,
I started this the right way, or I started this the wrong way. And
yeah.
it
Mm, mm,
seems like, yeah, the fact that it changes so often is evidence that it's completely made up.
yeah. Yeah, but there's a looking at it. There's it's somewhere when there's a looking at it, there's always a right and wrong, and that's more me looking
Mm.
at it and thinking like, oh, but you should. Oh, that's so stressy, and you make it even worse. No, it's stress. Yeah, stress can happen, and yeah, crying,
Mhm.
not knowing, pushing, maybe
Yeah.
like you have to eat.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah,
that happens.
I
Yeah.
know. Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Um, yeah. And then I went to my my brother's house, and his kids are always, not eating. And the other day, everybody was eating except for my daughter.
It's a strange, but it's so strange when there's a focus on something, you will see it everywhere. It's
Yeah,
like that. It's
exactly.
everybody knows in a way. It's when that's like it's like, and then you see the difference, and you feel even worse because your child is not natural or not, and it's because of
Yeah,
you,
yeah.
of course, because
Hmm.
that's also the idea about motherhood and all that. It's endless. It's only the misunderstanding of it's your life, it's her life, and there's a right and wrong in that. There's someone inside, and there's a free will or choice. There's no choice.
Hmm.
And everything, the strange thing is also the world is not solid and real. So we think like it's suddenly going there, and it's like, but in my brother's house it's a solid, it's always there, and those children always eating well, and we have so many ideas about how the world is working.
Yeah, yeah.
It's only ideas, there is no world, it's not solid.
Mhm.
No, it's part of that idea and belief that with the focus and all that, then there's that world. It's how it's, I don't know how it's working, but it's like it's there's so many different worlds. It's not one world. It's no.
Mhm. Yeah. And it's tricky because I do feel that meditation calms down the story. Um, but it doesn't change anything fundamentally.
Mm,
it just calms
mm,
it down. And maybe that's not
yeah.
even true. Like, but it
Mm,
does it does seem that it does. So,
Hmm.
yeah, I say that only because it sneaks in, and it's like, oh well, then there must be somewhere to get to that is away from here if I can calm down the story. But
Yeah.
it's just that it's less of a story. It's not different.
Yeah. Yeah. And what is you could say the change is that there's nothing going on looking at it and being busy with it. The story still goes on with maybe pushing and all that, and just doing it and listening, and then suddenly not or anything. Well, it's no big deal. There's nothing going on like, oh, you should do different or all that. It's
Uh-huh.
the story is still the same. There's no in that way. There's no change. There's no one doing
There's
it.
yeah. Okay, but there's a fear here that
Mm,
it's not really a fear, it's more just like a concern that um
mm,
without addressing or looking at what's happening, that it will get
mm.
too intense. Like the story will just get so
Yeah,
loud, you know,
yeah,
that I will throw
yeah,
something.
yeah, yeah. Well, that's that. Everybody knows in a way because that's the control. We think like we have when I'm not looking at it or being busy with it, it's like everything can go wrong in a certain way. Yeah, that's part of that control system. That me is like that convincing, like it's very important that to be busy with it and doing things. The strange thing is when that's not there, when that's lost, yeah, everything goes, but it was already, so it was completely useless. But I thought it was really important. I'm busy with that all day and all that, and when it's lost, it's not there. It's not even missed. There's not everything goes wrong, but it's also not everything goes right. No, it's
Yeah.
just going in a certain way. Pain and sad and everything is going silly
Mm.
mistakes and anything. It's just there can be patterns still going on, of course.
And
Somebody
there's
saying,
no
"Why do you do that?" And I think, like, I don't know. I always did it like that. And then suddenly, like,
uh-huh.
yeah, I don't even know why. Oh, yeah, why? And that can happen too, of course. Yeah.
Yeah.
Not here. There was something going on. I'm it's just a story, but I'm very messy with folding on clothes and everything. I do just jumping it in the cupboard and all that. I don't know how to do it. How people sometimes are really that and like, how can you do that? But it's not really something going on. So and then I learned a lot of people said like, yeah, you could do it like that. And there was no hearing. I heard it and it was not nothing. And then suddenly there was somebody showing me how to do it. And suddenly it was like, oh, and it's fun to, my cupboard is now like, ooh, it's just fun. It's
Uh-huh.
no big deal. It's just nothing. I'm just laughing about it. But it's like, oh my God, suddenly there was a hearing. And it was
Mhm.
already like how I'm 70, like 70 years or I don't know. So I never heard what people were saying to me. So it's just it can happen. And that's
Mhm.
what about nothing. But it's like with everything. It's just or it's heard or not. So but it's no big deal. And that with clothes, it's just no big deal. And with a baby, you think like, yeah, but the baby, that's different. No, it's the
Yeah.
same. And that's the same thing. And that's
Uh-huh,
crazy.
uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I somehow know that it's the same, like but then there's
Yeah.
all this, oh no, 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 no. No, no, it's different. No.
Yeah. Yeah.
um,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
because it feels like there's yeah, pressure. Um,
Mm,
yeah. Well, so there's no way to choose to drop this
no. But there's
all
also
the
no big deal. If
Mhm.
it's going in that way, so it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter because we're so into I'm an individual. This body is here. This is my life. This is her life. I'm taking care of her. It's very important that I do it because otherwise it goes wrong. And that's the story of me. I'm living my life. And then hearing there's no me, there's no free will and choice. There's also no her. So that, oh my God, what it's just going or it's not going or in it's like that. And I can be going to the doctor suddenly or you're there and sitting there and talking about things or not. And then it's just going. And we are
Mhm.
so like believing it is in control and it's our responsibility, all those words. There is no
Mhm.
responsibility. It's going in a certain way. It's just moved. And that whole ideas here, it's a dream. There's doing and there's giving food or not, or eating or not, or anything.
Yeah.
All those ideas over there, they seems important. It's just all ideas, a dream about how to live your life. Life doesn't listen. It's
Mm.
just going.
Yeah. 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 And all the attempt to see it for
Mm,
exactly what it is or whatever is, it's all just
mm,
um
yeah.
it's all just part of life as well. Yeah.
Yeah, and
Or
you can try to see it or not. It doesn't. It is not about seeing. It's already, so it doesn't matter if you see it or not. It doesn't matter.
yeah. It's
You can do your best or not. It doesn't matter.
yeah.
That's also crazy. It's crazy. But we're so into like, oh, this is important. No, it doesn't matter. It's random. It's going. It in that way.
Yeah.
It's
Mm.
Lauren. It's Lauren way. It's like that's life. The Lauren way. That's unique. That's perfect. It's like everything. It doesn't mean it's going right all the time and all that. Well, or in that right in the way like if we feel comfortable. No, it's everything. It can be stressy
Mhm.
but it's stressy. It's not your stress because of. It's stressy.
Mm.
It's
Yeah.
completely neutral, not
Mm.
from someone.
Yeah. Okay. Well, thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Thank
Thanks.
you.
Hi, Rose.
Hi.
Hi. Yeah, when I hear this, yeah, I must immediately thinking of the Buddha's teachings.
Hmm.
So there we did a lot of meditations to become in a good body conditioning, body sounds,
Hmm. Hmm.
and in a way, it's everything, of course. That's also what's apparently happening, I think. But it's um,
But it doesn't go anywhere.
yes, exactly.
That's the only thing. It can be meditation and all that, of course. Well, it's just sitting. Then they're sitting, yeah. And the idea of doing something can be there. Well, it's just those beliefs can be there. Yeah.
Yeah. But there was still so about babies.
Hmm.
they are this open. Yeah, there's also no difference, of course.
There's no one in the baby too, or
Yeah,
there's also no mother. There is what is happening.
yeah,
There's but for that mothers and babies, it can be very strong, that idea, I have to do the right thing, of course, because it's like a baby is like, yeah, what is that, it cannot choose yet, something like that. So yeah, well, it's the same, the story about I'm responsible, I have to do it, and beliefs about how to do it, and there's something, am I good enough, and all that.
yeah, yeah,
But it's the story of me. When there's me, there will be moments of that. It's not all the time, but there will be moments that it's like there. It's there. When that energy is there, it's like, yeah, it's going in that way. It's just showing itself. How can you say it? It's that way. It doesn't mean anything. It's neutral. It's completely neutral.
yeah. Anyway, it's very
It's
touching.
complete as that, in that way. There's nothing wrong with pressure or anything.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy because you can't say that to someone who isn't in these meetings. It's like, what is that? But it's not saying that to someone. There's nothing going on. When that's going on, it's like there's nothing. Yeah, then that's what is going on. And sometimes they're saying something. Maybe, I don't know. No, maybe not. I don't know. You'll see. Mm. That idea for me, there's something gone wrong. I'm not good enough. There's something missing. We're going to that perfection and all that. It's a misunderstanding because there is no one. This is an appearance of everything, like walls and feelings, and there's nothing solid or real. Also, not the body is real. There's no one inside. There is no inside. Oh my God, there's so many beliefs and ideas that makes the story and that seems to work out and believed. It's it's very strong. It's so embodied. It's so convincing.
Yeah,
And this is about the loss of all those ideas. But it's like there's that holding on because that feels like there's something to hold on, like behavior or this is right. And yeah, giving a good feeling or all those ideas which being there. And this is about losing everything.
yeah, but
It can be released, but it's also like stressy. It can be like a fear. So
mm, yeah,
mm,
yeah. Then it's really amazingly free.
yeah.
Yeah,
Hmm. It's exactly what it is.
yeah, yeah. I
Complete.
know, I know.
It's that is so amazing because we are so on top of that. There's something going on like, yeah, but no, that it's so strong. And then suddenly there's no but. Hmm, wow.
Thanks.
Hmm.
Hello, Rose.
Hello.
Can can the sense of a me be strengthened by our surroundings, by so-called other people around who confirms that there's a me by talking? You should have done that or this or this way, or is
It's
this
one. So
yes?
there's how can you say that? It's circumstances are not outside. There is no outside and inside. So you could say, well, it's a way of speaking. What is outside is inside. So it's one. So it's not confirming. It's just it's like that. That's the belief. Then that's what's being said, maybe.
Yes. Okay. Yes. Yeah.
But there's nothing. It's neutral. It's just neutral. It's like, oh, like that. Yeah.
Yes. Okay.
There's also, it's not wrong that you think like, oh, this is, I have to learn about this or all that. No, it's just that, and then that's it. Yeah. Yeah. Hmm.
Okay.
Yeah. It's also not saying something about you because that's can be subtly because that we're so into learning. So maybe when the surrounding is saying like you should and you shouldn't, that's what I'm thinking in myself too all the time. So that gives me like an option to see how I am and all that. No, that's the spirit. It's a spiritual way of looking at it. It's different. It's that energy can be there, but there's no one. It's not talking to you. It's there. So it's neutral. It's not for someone. Mm. This is also not about understanding. There can be an insight about how that's going, and maybe surrounding people are saying some things about you, or there's something going on about that. That's showing something on it. It's not even that. It's like it's it's more less. It's less important than that. It's that what's going on, and then it's already gone, and there's something else. So, it's that energy can be there what is of no use or importance or anything at all. It's that energy can be there. Yeah. It's not talking to someone. It's not showing something. There's nothing to learn. There is no one. Everything is singular. So there can be someone saying, you should do that. Then that energy is there. And then there's a cup of tea or anything else. So it's like that. And we are so quick into I am here, or there's some center here, and there's something inside, and it's embodied, because that can be confusing then saying it's embodied. So it seems like that energy is now also outside and all that. It's it's not even, it's I don't even understand that myself. It's like, how is that going? It's just that energy is singular. it is not important at all. It's that energy can be there, then that energy is there. Yeah, not for anyone, not to see, not to learn. There's nothing to see. There's nothing, no need for anything. It's that energy. Yeah. So then that's there. It's as neutral as when we walk in nature. It seems like everything is neutral. It's the same. But when it's about people, we think there's an importance because there's a free will and choice and the whole story. There isn't. It's a dream. It's a useless dream of ideas of responsibility and learning and missing and all that. It's the misunderstanding of there's something wrong. It's what it is.
And Rose, I think I had a misunderstanding about non-existing.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
We have so many ideas when there's hearing something. We try to imagine what that is normally. You can't ever imagine that. I don't know how it is. I can't even say. It's not something, it's the loss of that idea that I'm there. Well, how can you say when it's lost? You don't know how it even you can't even remember sometimes what it was. It's like, but what's the difference? Can't even say. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, so strange.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Very touched. It's yeah.
What?
But it's also, yeah, I'm touch and also a joy and
Mm.
yeah, nothing to say anyway.
It's such a freedom. That's the
Yes,
joy. It's just
it's
like, rah, it's
amazing.
just,
Yeah, it's
ah.
amazingly free. Yes, yeah, that's
Mm.
what. Yeah, but yeah, what I did is in the past. So I took my ex as an example of yeah, non-existence. But
Ah,
yeah,
oh, yeah,
he
yeah,
was
yeah.
also living his
Mm.
story in a way.
Mm. But you
Also,
can't take some also not like Rose or somebody else as an example, but there is no example.
yeah.
That's you can't grasp anything. So
Mm-hmm.
that's already making it into something like in that way. There is no that way or something. You can't grasp, but that's so difficult in a way. Like it's just happening by itself also, like doing that because without anything, nothing in like, oh my God, it seems like I can't, how can I live without anything to grasp? God, well, that's
Yeah.
also the freedom.
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
there's nothing to grasp. What? Why not? It's silly. It can be silly and sad and anything, but
Mm.
it's not about Rose or Anita or anyone. It's that the life of that is completely lost. Well, that's how can you imagine that when there's someone and also always busy with what's going on, and then hearing that? How can you imagine that? You can't. It's suddenly moments can be there, but that freedom is just not a feeling. It has
No, it's
nothing to
not a
do with a
feeling. No.
feeling.
No. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
But then I think I also made a kind of a combination between yeah, non-dual
Mm,
and
mm.
probably the Buddhist teachings that he knows
Yeah,
that
yeah,
what's the best for everyone, something like that.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Mm,
Yeah.
yeah, of course.
Yeah.
But that's so strong that image that trying to imagine and have an idea, or there's something in your hands still, and that's till it isn't.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
that's so, yeah, in a way normal, of course, too.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, of course, it's also a misunderstanding.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. So you can't say what is the best. I don't know. Oh, help! It's in that way. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm, mm.
Thanks.
Yeah. Thanks.
Hey, Rose.
Hello.
Hello. Uh, so, um, I don't know. I don't have a question. I can only always describe things like
Yeah.
don't have a
Yeah.
question anymore left. But
Uh-huh.
so I can feel that something in my body is resisting. It's like so much holding on to that which is so painful or suffering. Although it is repeatedly hearing there is no one, it's only what's happening. Still, there is something resisting that so profoundly, seemingly. All and it's like um it's like in my it feels as if it is in my neck or brain or so, and it's not a smart thing. So although I somehow cognitively know that it is like in a way I don't know, it's it is it doesn't bring anything to resist. Still it wants to resist. It's like that's how it feels for me. Yeah. And
But
it's
the word resistance is already a story. There's
yeah.
that feeling, that sensation, that tension maybe, or I don't know.
Yes. Yeah.
That's already it. There can be tension. It's not, we assume it's in the body. Of course, when with normal talking, you say it like that. But in a way, it's not even in the body. It's that tension can be there. And there's an idea like, yeah, the tension, and I still resist. And that's the
true,
story, and there's something going on like that. It's so strong, that story. No, there's no resisting. There's, or I don't know, anywhere. And we assume it's in the body, so it's mine. I'm resisting something. No, you can't. It's everything. So there's no one who can resist. That's only in the story that what is resist. If you talk to a 2-year-old and you say, "Yeah, there's a resistance," and it's looking at you like, "What are you talking about?" So it's that. There's ow, there's ow here. Oh yeah, that's clear.
Yeah.
It's that simple. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah. I will stop now because it's 2 minutes still left on.
No.
You said, Laura,
It's
you're
still
talking
12.
too long.
No. But now you have another half hour, so you can go on.
Oh.
So please go on for half an hour.
Mm. Did you earlier on say that there is no control?
Yeah.
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 And that we tend to believe that there is control.
Yeah, of course. Because when there's the ability to change or to make things happen, free will.
Yeah. Yeah.
When that's not there, how can there be control? No. There is no one inside doing things. There's no center. It's just going, but it's not even happening to Laura or Rose, or it's happening. So it has nothing to do with control. But when there's that idea, like there's contracted energy, I'm here, this is my body, and it's happening to me, then control is very important.
And that means that also there is, like, let's say, no control what happens within the so-called body, like what kind of thoughts, what kind of feelings, what kind of actions, whatever is happening with the so-called body is also out of control.
Yeah, it's random. Everything is random. So it's not even happening in the body, because that we assume that there are
Yeah,
borders and this is solid. But
yeah,
if you feel like it, you can say in the story like it's in the body
yeah.
or all that. That doesn't matter. But yeah, how do you know what you're saying? You did think before exactly what you were saying? No, of course not.
Mm,
And those thoughts are they're just there or not.
yeah.
It's just, yeah, feelings. We're so into like making it in a story like this is because of that. How do you know? It's like such a strong belief that there is something like cause and effect. We are so into all those beliefs. When that's not that strong, you don't even know if it was like because of that or not. I'm not sure. So already.
Mm, mm. Hmm. Mm. When
Mm.
you just spoke that, whatever you said, and it's like then something energetically, it cannot describe it, but something is opening up in a way. It's like, yeah,
Ah.
yeah, and then kind of,
Mm.
oh yeah, it's like
Mm.
something is opening up and something, yeah, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Yeah, how do
later.
you say it? Yeah, yeah, yeah. I can hear. Yeah, yeah.
Uh,
Yeah.
mm,
Yeah.
mm, mm, hmm,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, and I find it really interesting because as far as I'm concerned, I often have this feeling of that I actually really don't know what is coming out of my mouth. I'm
Mm.
like in advance, like sometimes it
Yeah.
feels like that, but many times it doesn't. It's like
Yeah.
as if it was like as if here was a pre-recorded voice tape that is basically spitting out its whatever. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Hmm. Very
And
interesting.
the funny thing is also it doesn't mean anything. We are so
Yeah.
into meaning and understanding and all that.
Yeah. But where does that come
Or
from?
what?
This,
Where
this,
does
this,
what
this
come
that we
from?
are so much into this meaning and
Because when you feel like I'm real and I'm existing and this is my life and I have to make it work, or and
mm,
there's also that feeling I'm a failure or I'm not good enough and all that.
yes,
Oh
yes,
my God, there's so much to hang on and try, and rules and beliefs
yeah,
to feel like that gives some safety or strength.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's yeah, right. Then it becomes like so important. Everything becomes
Yeah.
so important
Yeah.
in a way. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah. And the freedom is that there's no importance in anything. Oh God, there's no importance. It doesn't matter. That doesn't mean you're safe or so. There can be someone clapping in your face, maybe. It's like, what is going on here? Yeah, can happen. Or an
Mm,
accident or illness, or of course. But there was never that idea of there was never that ability to prevent. And that's what we think. We should do it, has to do. Oh,
yes.
why didn't I do it in that way? Because that. No.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah. I can right now sense why you say it's a misunderstanding. I can somehow sense it. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's not an intellectual misunderstanding. It's more like a lived
Yeah.
misunderstanding.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. It's a
yeah,
lift misunderstanding.
yeah,
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 that's a
yeah.
good word. Right. Yeah, that's a good word.
Mm,
Yeah.
mm, mm. Wow. Thank you.
Yeah. Thanks.
Oh, and Rose, did you earlier on say that you are 70? Like 70?
Oh, sorry. I wouldn't say that. Yeah, I'm
Oh,
70.
you don't look at all like that. You look way
Ah, thank
younger.
you.
Really like, wow.
But it's only on the internet.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm just saying. Uh,
Yeah, Roes.
Yeah. Don't laugh about me.
Sometimes
No.
in these meetings, you know, then they were saying when there is sensitivity, that is because of there is a me, and then it looks like it's wrong. But in a way, sensitivity is also a kind of a gift. There's nothing wrong with sensitivity. You can feel, you know, there's going to be an accident, or that couple is going to split up, or
Oh, in that
sometimes
way, that
you can feel
intuition or
that. Yeah, yeah.
can be. Well, there's also no importance in that, but it can
No,
be.
yeah, yeah, yeah. But it's so nice that there's nothing wrong with anything.
Yeah.
That's really
Well,
amazing.
it's what Laura said also. It's like a lived understanding. There can be an understanding and an insight in that. Well, it's about lived, and it's lived understand. I like that word. It's and it's like oh, in that way. Mhm. Yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
in a way, I'm more like, I don't like the word understanding so much. More like there's nothing to understand.
No, but the insight, or you could say, or whatever. Yeah.
Mm,
Or the feeling. Yeah.
yeah, everything. Thanks.
Yeah.
Would you say there's constant wonder, even if there is pain and thoughts and so on?
Yeah, but it's not always that strong. It's just in a subtle way. Yeah, sometimes it's
Yes.
stronger, but in a subtle. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
It can become stronger if you're talking about this.
yeah. That's true. Yeah,
Yes.
that's
Okay.
true. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Amazing. Yeah,
Mm.
yeah.
So that's part of the joy of the meetings, for example.
Yeah. I love it. It's like
Yes.
it's so
Mm.
talking about it. It's so
Yeah.
yeah.
It makes it somehow sensible. It's almost felt if you're talking about
Mm-hmm.
this, somehow felt.
Yeah,
And on the other hand, so to say,
yeah.
the mind gets active immediately. Oh, I sensed something. I have to keep it and try to hold on to it.
Oh
And
yeah, of course.
so
Yeah,
energized,
of
so much
course.
energy in this. I didn't
Yeah.
listen to this message for a while, and last week or
Uh-huh.
2 weeks ago, I
Yeah.
watched a Zoom meeting, and boom, and the search mechanism was there again, full on. Yeah, but now I get
Yeah.
it, and so
Yeah,
bullshit.
yeah, 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 yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
Annoying, yes, annoying, and but it is as it
Well,
is, I guess.
but that strong, that it's yeah, but that can be like that, what you call meing and being. It's that energy is so strong, and that, like, how do you say that? It's like, um, in a way, it seems like it's. No, I don't know how to say that. It's that meaning. It can be then suddenly so strong, but it's like there's nothing wrong with that. It's there can be that feel. Of course, when there's me, then there is annoying, or there is frustration, or that's part of that construct. That there's something that, but it's
Yeah.
only that me thinks there's something wrong with all that.
Yes.
Because can happen. Yeah.
Mm, mm.
Seems like there. It seems the misunderstanding is that there's a story going on about Matthias. It's like, oh, there's this, and then when it's like, like and thinking and all, then there's going something wrong. There's not going something wrong. It's just different.
Mhm. Yeah, sounds
Huh?
good.
Different? No, I don't like this. And we're
Yeah.
so busy with trying to feel in a certain way. Yeah.
Mm, mm. Yes. Yes.
Mm. Mm.
But and if this wholeness isn't felt, then there's this longing for wholeness. And this longing
Yeah.
brings with it action. So I have to do something about it. There's this longing
Yeah.
and yeah, but it's the
Yeah.
dilemma somehow. If it's felt, it's okay. But
Yeah,
yeah,
but you can't feel wholeness because it's everything. So you can't.
yeah.
There is no feeling of wholeness. There can be some sensation, and that, and then assuming that's wholeness. But wholeness is everything. Wholeness is whole. So it's everything. So that's why
Mm,
you could say that there's the talking about misunderstanding, but because that's so, it's not even like
mm-hmm.
that's, it doesn't feel like that. And no, it
Okay.
doesn't feel like
Yes.
anything because it's everything. So it's just or
Yeah. Yes.
action going, or a lot of thoughts. There can be a misunderstanding in the thoughts because it's giving meaning and importance and all that.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. But even thoughts, all, of course, thoughts are there, but are part of it. It's also thoughts. But it's not a certain way. We think maybe there's an idea of that. It's there's an idea about what is, how it will be when
Yes.
there's no one there.
Yes.
The strange thing is, when there's no one there, there's no idea at all. So there's the noticing. That's so strange that I didn't realize that for a long time. When everything was lost, I didn't realize it because the noticing and looking at yourself wasn't there. So I didn't realize that that noticing wasn't there anymore. So it's in that's so silly because you think, I was thinking, it's like it will be in a certain way. So I can remember also in that moment there was here there was a moment that no need for that, but there was a moment, and the thinking and being busy with it, it just didn't go on. It's just that simple. for no reason. And then everything suddenly was so clear. It was like, oh God, but it fell away. And then it was like, oh, that was already, there was a subtle, in a way, there was a subtle disappointment, because I had an idea about there will be some energy or some, I don't even know, but there was something, there would be freedom, or suddenly there's that freedom or something. No, it was that, oh, it was already. So there's, in that way, there's no change. And then after also, what there was is also that the awareness of looking at yourself or noticing what's being busy, we are so focused and busy with what's going on. That didn't happen. But when it's not there, you don't know it's not there. So in that way, there was no change. So I didn't speak for it for years, because I didn't know, there was nothing going on. Like, how can we, yeah, there was nothing going on about that too. What to say? So yeah, it's so strange, because we have an idea, and it's you can't you can't have an idea. It's just impossible. It's so simple. It's so simple. Oh my God, and ordinary. Yeah, and then yet it's so free and in the same time. So that's the part most people hear, of course, like that. But that simplicity, and that it's already, and there's nothing, just going shopping and normal things. Yeah. Hmm. Well, what's lost, and that's also stunning, but normally it's not even realized or busy with that. It's like there's nothing going on, looking at yourself or looking at what's going on, like, oh, what is this? And now what, this is again this and all that, and all. That's not happening. But that's so
Gesamtbild.
normal. You forget. Forget the whole stress what was there before. Yeah. Of course, I can imagine that. You want that in
Yeah,
that
yeah.
way. Yeah. 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 The funny thing is also that the being busy with everything, with frustration and all the, and then like focusing, is completely useless. It's like it doesn't bring you anywhere. It doesn't give anything. It doesn't have power. Nothing. But it's so strong, and it feels there's so, it's like when you're in it, you can't even hear that in a way, or maybe you can hear it, but not really, because it's so going. And if it isn't there, it's also going in the same way, but without that whole being busy with it.
Yes.
So amazing. It's two worlds like that. It seems like that. Yeah. Mm. I want to say next week there are no Zoom meetings because we are in Brussels. There's a live meeting. So if you want to go to Brussels, maybe you're not that far, so you can. There are some places left. And then after that, there's new Zoom meetings are planned, so you can. We can meet each other on Zoom again. So this is all there is. This is all there is. There's no outside. There's even no inside. There's also no before. There's no after. There's this. It's singular. Everything is singular and new. It's new. It's this. Walling. Feeling. It's that. Already. It's complete as it is. There's nowhere to go. There's no center, no someone inside with a free will. There is hand. It's new. It's that. There's nowhere to go. It's already complete. It's already exactly how it is. It always was, always. It was already. That's the freedom. There's everything. This is nothing happening, and it's the same time it's everything. It's already everything. That's the freedom. Thank you. Mm.